Yeah, in the last session we discussed about servers introduction, right? What is server, types of servers, client server model, right? And also server architecture, first phase of implementation, second phase of implementation, third phase of implementation, and a fourth phase, which is Docker infrastructure, right? Yeah. So and operating system, types of operating systems, these are all covered in the last session, right? So up to here we covered in the last session, right? So today we are going to start networking. So what is network? Types of networks, what is IP address, subnet, gateway, router, firewall, failover, load balancer. So from here we can cover today. So anyone newly joined today, online guys, anyone newly joined today. So you will get the recording sessions. So can you provide your WhatsApp number and email address in the chat so that we provide you all the previous recordings. In the GoToMeeting chat, can you provide your WhatsApp number and email address? My mobile number is 96422111711. This is my personal mobile number. So you can take down. If you have any questions, you can reach out to me. Fine. Yeah. So what is networking? Anyone? What is networking? What is network? Online guys. What is network? So network is a communication between devices, communication between people, communication between servers, right? Yeah. So networking is nothing but network or networking. So communication between people or servers or network devices, right? Or switches, routers. Fine. Yeah. See here. A computer network is a system in which multiple computers are connected to each other to share information and resources, right? Yeah, a computer network is a system in which multiple devices or computers are connected to each other to share the information and resources. Fine. So we're demo attend era. You attended demos. Okay, fine. Yeah, this is the LAN connectivity, local area network connectivity, right? So LAN, what is the importance of LAN, right? So within the organization, within the school, within the hospitals, within the colleges. So we configure LAN connectivity, LAN, local area network. By using LAN cable, we can connect to the network so that resource will be shared, information will be shared through the LAN connectivity, right? Yeah. See here. What are the characteristics of computer network? So first one, share resources from one computer to another. So this terminology is very, very important. So whatever basics we are discussing, this terminology is very, very important. So before going to AWS Cloud, first we need to understand this basics. A door closes maybe. You can close that door, please. Yeah. So before going to AWS infrastructure, first we need to understand this basics. These basics are very, very important. If you understand these basics, you can easily cope up in the AWS Cloud. Okay, AWS Cloud is very easier to handle. We can handle the AWS infrastructure very easily. So when you understand these basics, okay, yeah. So share resources from one computer to another, right? And also create files and store them in one computer, access those files from another computer connected over the network. Normally in hospitals or schools or colleges, so one central computer will be available. Central computer means server. In that system, in that central device, we can store all the data. We can access from any floor, any place, right? For example, when we go to any hospitals, so corporate hospitals, right? So when we enter into the OP, so there, if you give your name or phone number, they track your details, patient details. When you go to other floor also, they track your details. So because the data showed in the central location, so which is in server, So the server connected through network, right? Yeah. So connect a printer, scanner, or fax machine to one computer within the network and let other computers of the network use the machines available over the network. What does it mean? So, for example, school or college, 5 floors are there. In the school is having 5 floors, right? So, instead of connecting printers to each floor, instead of configuring printers or scanners in each floor, we can configure one printer, one scanner in third floor or second floor. That printer we can configure as a network printer. Only one printer or scanner we can configure in one floor. That printer or scanner we can configure as a network printer, so that from any floor we can give the prints. From any floor we can take the printouts, we can send the print request, right? So due to this, what will happen when we have network printers, network scanners? What will happen? Costing will be reduced, right? So instead of purchasing 5 printers or 5 fax machines or 5 scanners, we can use only one printer as a network printer, so that costing will be reduced, right? Yeah. So hardware device required to set up a computer network. So what are the devices required to set up the computer network? Let's try to understand. See here, network cables required. Very first thing, network cables required. And second one, distributors required. Distributors. So to set up a network, we require distributors also. And also routers required. So to route the traffic, we require routers. Fourth one, internal network cards and also external network cards. These are the devices required to set up the computer network. Okay. Yeah. So first one is network cables. So network cables are used to connect computers. The most commonly used cable is category 5 cable, which is RJ45. So this is the category 5 cable. So by using color code, we can climp and we can configure these cables. So to share the data, to share the resources. So these are the RJ45 cables. This is most commonly used cable in real-time projects. For example, when you buy any router, along with the router, we get one cable, right? Which is RJ45 cable. Okay. Yeah. Next one, distributors. See here, a computer can be connected to another via serial port, but if you need to connect many computers to produce a network, the serial connection will not work. See here, this is the loopback adapter. We can say loopback one network to other network. If you want to build a connection, so we can use the loopback. So one switch to other switch, we can connect using distributor. Next one is the router. A router is a type of device which act as the central point among computers and other devices that are a part of the network. So see here. So currently we are using Wi-Fi routers. Earlier we used to use network routers, but currently we are using Wi-Fi routers. So this Wi-Fi router will distribute the internet connectivity. So even network also, for networking also, we are using routers to route the traffic. So internet routers, network routers. So for example, every organization currently they are using Wi-Fi only, not LAN. LAN will be there, but people are not using LAN. Wi-Fi everywhere, signal will be available. So if you go to cafeteria, breakout area, right? So in our campus, right? When we move with the laptop to some breakout area, we can connect internet, we can walk anywhere, we can walk, right? Even parking area also we get signal, even parking area also, right? Yeah. So everywhere Wi-Fi, every organization they are using Wi-Fi currently. Yeah. So network cards, here we have two types of cards are available, internal and external network cards, right? So network card is a necessary component of computer without which computer cannot be connected over a network, right? It is also known as the network adapter or network interface card, NIC. Most branded computers have network card pre-installed. Network cards are two types, internal and external network cards. So without network card, we cannot connect our computer to the network. Yeah. So earlier in 2000 and early 2000, we used to use desktops only. By the time we laptops very costlier by the time, right? So we used to use desktops only. So in desktop, we used to insert one PCI card, which is a network card. I'll show you that. So internal network cards. So motherboard has a slot for internal network card where it is to be installed. Internal network cards are two types, in which the first type uses peripheral connect interconnect PCI, peripheral component interconnect. Yeah, while the second type uses industry standard architecture, which is ISA. See here, I'll show you that. This is the PCI card, PCI, peripheral component interconnect. So when we use the desktops, we used to insert this PCI card into the motherboard. Motherboard has slot, so PCI slot. In that slot, we used to insert this, and we used to install one driver to activate this. Okay, yeah. So currently we are using inbuilt cards on the laptops, right? So next one is external network cards. External network cards are two types, wireless and USB based cards, right? Wireless network cards need to be installed into the motherboard. So yeah, however, no network cable is required to connect to the network. See here, this black one is a wireless card. This is a PCA card. So to PCA card, we can connect this wireless. Okay. So currently, people are using even USB cards also to connect internet. So we use the people are using USB cards also, right? Universal serial bus. So normally, yeah. So computer all automatically detect this USB cards. Yeah, drivers are pre-installed here. So if the driver is not pre-installed, so we need to install manually. Okay. So most of the latest versions like Windows 10, Windows 11, so automatically it will detect. Next one. So what are the important types of computer networks? We have four types of important networks are available. So which are like, see here, PAN, LAN, WAN, MAN. PAN, Personal Area Network, Local Area Network, Wide Area Network, Metropolitan Area Network. These are the four types of networks available. So what is the PAN? It's a personal area network. So here, PAN is a computer network formed around a person. It generally consists of a computer, mobile, or personal digital assistant. PAN can be used for establishing communication among these personal devices for connecting to the digital network and the internet. See here. So normally, while working on any activity, so within the room, within the floor, we use the Bluetooth keyboard, Bluetooth mouse, Bluetooth headset, Bluetooth printer, Bluetooth scanner, right? So currently, so every device we are getting Bluetooth connectivity, right? So yeah, this Bluetooth devices we can connect we can use within the room, within the floor only, right? Yeah, this is personal network, personal area network. So here characteristics of PAN. So it is mostly personal device network equipped within a limited area. So allows you to handle the interconnection of IT devices at the surrounding of a single user. PAN includes mobile devices, right? Tablet and laptop. So only the room, particular room. So yeah, limited area we can use these devices. Okay. So advantage of PAN. See here, PAN networks are relatively secure and safe because very less a distance, right? That is why very secure and safe here. So it offers only short range solution up to 10 meters. It will work within the 10 meters only. If you move to other place, it will not work. Signal will be lost, right? And strictly restricted to smaller area within the room, within the floor. Disadvantages of PAN. What are the disadvantages here? So here distance limits only 10 meters it will work. Fine. Yeah. So if you move to other place, it will not work out. This is the PAN connectivity. So second one is the LAN, local area network. LAN stands for local area network. It is a group of network devices that allows communication between various connected devices. It covers the smallest areas such as colleges, schools, hospitals, so on, right? Yeah. So today and yesterday, today, theoretical part only. Okay. So these are basics. This terminology, whatever terminology you are speaking, which is very, very important. Okay. So when we enter into the cloud platform, this terminology will help you to cope up. That is why. So we are theoretically understanding, but our sessions more into practical only. Once we start cloud, tomorrow we are going to start AWS. Right? Once we start AWS, more into practical. Okay. Yeah. So up to here, theoretical only. Right? Don't get bored here. But these are very, very important. This terminology is very important. Everyone, so you need to yeah, follow this terminology. See here, this is the LAN connectivity. So by using Ethernet cards we can use. Ethernet card means it's a LAN card, right? So laptops, latest laptops or any laptop, we are using onboard chip, onboard Ethernet cards. Earlier we used to use PCI cards. Okay, yeah. So next one here, what are the characteristics of LAN? So it is a private network. It is a private network. So LAN is a completely private network. That is not public. Our own network. For example, in this institute we have LAN connectivity. That is our own private network, right? Yeah, LAN operates at a relatively higher speed compared to the other WANs. LAN is higher speed. This LAN operates at the relatively higher speed. For example, so when we buy any router, along with the router we get one cable, right? That is cable, LAN cable. So when we use the cable to the laptop, that is very higher speed compared to the Wi-Fi. Anyone use that while booking Tatkal tickets? We use the cable, right? So that is very higher speed, but only 1 meter, 1.5 meter will be there cable, right? So when we use high Wi-Fi, we can move anywhere in the floor, right? Yeah. So the when we compare with other WAN systems, LAN is relatively higher speed. So LAN connectivity is very faster. Okay. Next one, advantage of LAN. See here. So computer systems like hard disk, DVD RAMs, and printers can share local area networks. This significantly reduce the cost of hardware purchases. So data of all network users can be stored on a single hard disk of the server computer. So in colleges, schools, central location in server we store the data, employee data, right? Yeah. In the organization, for example, small scale industry, they store the employee data, they store the other data like inventories, right? So whatever they want to store, they store in the central location only. So it will be easy to manage the data at only one place, which makes data more secure. When we store data in one place in a server, we can secure the server, we can secure the data, right? So disadvantage of LAN. So unauthorized users can access critical data of an organization in case LAN admin is not able to secure the centralized data repository. So if the LAN admin is not capable, LAN admin not capable, definitely hackers will enter into the LAN connectivity. Okay. So that is why earlier LAN admins, network admins, right? So admins used to maintain the LAN connectivity. So currently we are using cloud environment. We don't require LAN admins. Okay. Next one is MAN. So MAN stands for Metropolitan Area Network. It covers the largest area than LAN, such as small towns, cities, etc. MAN connects two or more computers that reside within the same or completely different cities. Yeah. When Geo network starts, they used to cut the road and they used to they configure the cables, right? So when Geo launched, by the time Geo team they cut the road, they used to cut the road, they used to insert the cable into the road, right? So yeah, that is a large network actually. Yeah, so LAN is a local area network, MAN is a metropolitan. So within the city are different cities. We can configure the MAN, right? Yeah, here advantages. See here. So man connectivity within the city are different cities. So we can use in hospitals, colleges, factories within the city are different cities. So what are the characteristics of man? It mostly covers towns and cities in a maximum 50 kilometers range. Mostly uses mostly used medium is optical fiber cables. So category 5 cable is there which we use in LAN connectivity. So optical fiber cable. So it will use in more distance, right? So 50 kilometers range we can use the optical fiber cable. So optical fiber cable it will the signal will go through light signal. We don't use color coding, right? So optical fiber cables are a bit costlier compared to RJ45 cable. So advantage of man, see here, it offers fast communication using higher speed carriers like fiber optic cables. Yeah, and it provides excellent support for an extensive size network and gather greater access to the WANs. A man network mostly includes some areas of city or entire city. Okay. Yeah. So within the city or different cities also we can configure the man connectivity by using fiber optic cables. So disadvantage of man. See here. You need more cables to establish man connection from one place to another. So in man network, it is thought to make the system secure from hackers because whenever we have more distance, hackers definitely will enter. But we required here so more secured. So we need to protect the network by using different tools and different technologies. Next one, last one is WAN. So wide area network, right? See here. WAN stands for wide area network. It covers a large area than LAN or as well as MAN, such as country and continent, etc. So WAN is expensive and should or not might be owned by one or nation. So this MAN connection, when we want to establish from country to country, continent to continent, this is bit costlier. That is why one organization they cannot bear this costing. That is why group of organizations together they opt this connectivity. So this is a satellite medium, not cable, satellite medium, right? So because wide area network. So see here, this is a combination of LAN, MAN, and WAN. So what are the characteristics? Any organization can form its global integrated network using WAN. Advantage of WAN. So here, WAN helps you to cover a larger geographical area. Therefore, businesses office situated at longer distance can easily communicate. So country to country, continent to continent, easily we can communicate using the WAN connectivity. So WAN connections work using radio transmitters and receivers built into client devices. Okay. So because we use the satellite communication, satellite network. Disadvantage of WAN. Here, the initial setup cost of investment is very higher in the WAN, very too much costing. Okay, it is difficult to maintain the WAN network. You need skilled technicians and network administrators to maintain this WAN. There are more errors and issues because of the wide coverage and the use of different technologies. Yeah, this is a traditional one actually. Currently, we are using very advanced technologies. Okay. Yeah, so these are the four types of networks available. See here, this is the combination of LAN, MAN, and WAN, right? So clear, right? Four types of networks: LAN, PAN, LAN, WAN, MAN. Four types of networks, right? Yeah. Next one, IP address. What is IP address? Anyone? Anyone having idea? What is IP address? Yeah. So IP full form is Internet Protocol, right? IP full form is Internet Protocol. So what is IP address? Every server, every device will have one unique address. Every laptop or desktop or server or network device, every device will have one unique address, right? Yeah. See here. IP stands for Internet Protocol. An IP address is unique address that identify a device on the internet or a local network, local network, which is the set of rules governing the format. of data sent via the internet or local network. So every device, every server, every desktop, every laptop will have only one IP to identify the device in the network, local network or internet. Okay. So for example, in my system, if I search in the command prompt ipconfig, I get my IP. See here, this is the IP address. This is my IP address 192.168.0.108. Okay, so this is the IP version 4 address. So here we are using one router. That router, from that router we are getting this IP. When I move to my home, in my home different router is there, right? So there I get another IP address, right? Yeah. So currently we are using IP version 4. Currently we are using IP version 4. So IP version 4 is having 4 octets, 4 octets. Okay. Yeah. So this is very, very important. So these basics are very important. Let's try to understand. So currently we are using IP version 4. IP version 4, right? So IP version 4 is a 32-bit address. 32-bit address. Because here we have 192.168.0. For example, okay, this is IP. So here we have 4 octets are there. 4 octets. This is one octet. This is another octet. Okay. So these are the 4 octets are there, right? So 4 octets means 4 bits, 4 different, like for example, see here, one octet is 8 bits. Here one octet is 8 bits. So 192 is the 8 bits. So this is 168, 8 bits. Third octet 0. This is the 8 bits. This is 8 bits, right? So how many bits are there here total? 32 bit. This is the 32 bit address, right? Yeah. So first 2 octets we can say, first 2 octets, this first 2 octets we can say network address. Second 2 octets we can say host address. This first 2 octets we can say network address. Okay. Second 2 octets we can say host address. Host. Okay. Yeah. Network address and host address. Fine. Yeah, this is the 32-bit address, which is the IP version 4. So currently we are using IP version 4 only. So maybe going forward we use the IP version 6. IP version 6. Okay. So here IP version 6. IP version 6 is the 128-bit address. 128-bit address. Okay. So see here. If you see here, even see here, this IPv6 also available. But currently we are not using. Most of the organizations they are using IP version 4 only. So maybe going forward after 1 year, after 2 years, maybe we use the IP version 6. Okay. Yeah. So here if you search here IP v4 versus IPv6. If you search here, you will get some information here. See here. So IP version 4 is the 32-bit address, right? IP version 4. So IP version 6 is the 128-bit address. So 128-bit address, bit address we are not using currently. So see here, 128 bit. So we are not using currently. So maybe going forward we use this. Okay. Yeah. IP version 6. IP version 6 is having some different numbers here. See here? This is 128 bit address. Okay. Yeah. Now, second one, second thing here is IP. Yeah. IP is having some classes. IP classes. These are all basics, and don't confuse here. So while working on AWS infrastructure, we'll discuss again. Okay, what is the IP address? What is the IP version 4? Or what is IP version 6? Yeah, IP classes. We have four classes are there. Four classes. Class A, Class B, and a Class C, Class C, and a Class D. Right. So Class A, Class B, Class C, Class D. Four classes are there. So Class A, I'll show you example directly. So for example, if you search here, IP classes. See here. So Class A is see here 1 to 10. So 1.0.0.0 to yeah, see here 120 up to 120, 127. Sorry, 127. So this Class A 1 to 127, right? So for example, 10.0.10.0.1.0. This is a Class A 1 to 127. The range is 1 to 127 is the Class A. 1 to 127 is the Class A, right? So in between any range we can take in Class A, right? So Class B starts from 128, 128 to 191, 191 range. For example, if you give 172.0.1.0 is the Class B range, right? So Class C starts from 192 here. Class C starts from 192 to 223, right? So after 223, Class D. Class D normally we don't use in real-time projects. This is mainly for government sectors, defense, government sectors. They use the Class D ranges. Okay, yeah. This Class A, Class B, Class C we don't require currently because earlier in physical local data centers we used to calculate these ranges. We used to configure the ranges to the network. So currently we are using cloud environment, AWS environment. AWS will take care of these ranges. Okay, but we need to understand these basics. So if anyone asks you Class A range 1 to 127, right? So for example, 10.0.0, 10.0.1.0 or 10.0.0.0, this is the Class A range. So between 1 to 127. Class B 128 to 191. So class C 192 to 223. Okay. So this will be repeated while working on cloud environment. Okay. Yeah. Next one. So what is IP address? IP address is a internet protocol. It is a unique address that identify the device on the internet or local network, right? Yeah. Next one, types of IP addresses. Types of IP addresses. So there are various classifications of IP addresses. Each category further contains some types here. First one is the private IP address. Private IP. What is private IP? So every server or every laptop or every desktop will have only one IP, which is network IP, right? So here in my laptop also I have only one IP address. See here, this is the network address, right? But cloud side, AWS side will have two addresses. AWS server is having two addresses. What are those? First one is private IP address. What is private IP? So for internal communication we use the private IP address. Okay, so internal communication. So for example, if you go and check in the AWS, two IPs will be there. Yeah. So tomorrow we'll start AWS. We'll walk through this console. So each and every option I'll show you tomorrow. I explain tomorrow. For example, this is the Docker server. Okay. So here, what is this? Private IPv4 address. This is public IPv4 address. So when I start this server, public IP will be available here. So currently public IP is not there because the server is in stop state, shutdown state. When I start this server, public IP will be available here. So every cloud server will have two IPs, public IP, private IP. So what is the use of public IP? To connect our server, we use the public IP. Once you log into the server, we use the private IP for internal communication. Okay, yeah. So private IP address to communicate internally, we use the private IP. Next one is the public IP address. Public IP. What is public IP? To connect our server, we use the public IP. In public IP, we have two types of IPs are available, which are like first one is dynamic IP address. What is dynamic IP? Anyone real time guess? What is dynamic IP? Real time guess. What is dynamic IP? Which changes, yes, the IP will be changes, right? So dynamic IP is a IP which always change dynamically. That IP will be changed when we stop, when we start stop server, IP will be changed every time. Okay, so for example, this is the cloud server, right? Docker server. So here when I stop this server, IP will be, IP is not available here. IP is not available. When I start the server, I get new IP address. Like that, when you stop server, every time it will take back the IP, will give the new IP. So dynamic IP address is a IP address which will change always when we start server. Because in a AWS data center, there will be a DHCP server. DHCP server. Okay. So here, don't confuse here. This will be repeated so many times. Okay. So in a in AWS data center, there will be a DHCP server. So what is DHCP full form? Full form is DHCP. Full form is Dynamic Host Configuration Protocol. DHCP full form is Dynamic Host Configuration Protocol. So currently we are discussing about IP addresses, right? So private IP and also public IP. So in public IP, again we have two IPs. Okay, first one is dynamic IP, and also second one is static IP. So dynamic IP is the IP which always change, right? So because the backend in data center, there will be a DHCP server, dynamic host configuration protocol server. So that DHCP server will take back that old IP, it will give the new IP every time when you start server. Okay, so that I'll show you practically. Practically, we'll see that. So when we stop the server, so DHCP server will take back that IP. When you start the server, will give the new IP every time. So for example, when I start here, this server, Docker server, I get new IP here. Again, if I stop that, it will take back that IP by DHCP server, which is available in the AWS data center, right? So like that, dynamically the IP will be changed every time. Okay. So next one is static IP. What is static IP? It will not be changed. It is permanent IP, right? Yeah. So along with these two IPs, one more IP is there. So private IP, public IP, two IPs are there, right? Along with this IPs, one more IP is there, which is elastic IP. In AWS, we use third IP also, which is elastic IP. What is elastic IP? How can we configure elastic IP? How can we assign elastic IP? We'll see later while working on AWS. Okay. Yeah. Next one is subnet. What is subnet? Anyone? Subnet. So IP address is there and a subnet mask. IP address required, subnet also required, gateway also required. So three things required here. If you want to connect your system into the network, we require three components here: IP address, subnet, gateway. What is subnet? Anyone? What is subnet? Online guys, real time guys. Subnet is a sub network, small network instead of the large network, right? So sub network, small network. For example, we have development servers, 100 servers are there. QA servers, 100 servers are there. Production servers are 100 servers are there. So 300 servers are there. So in production servers, we have databases are there. So all 300 servers, if you configure in one subnet, what will happen? Each and every server, they can communicate each other. So when we want to restrict the traffic, inbound traffic, we required one subnet, sub network. Instead of the large network, we can create small network, subnetwork, right? Subnetting is very, very important while working on AWS services. Yeah, so we'll go deep dive about this. We can create practically subnets. Okay, so this is completely networking part. Okay, this is very important. Next one, see here. So these are all subnets. This is small subnet. This is small subnet. This is small subnet, like this. So here subnet range also available. See here, /29, /28, /25. What is this /25? This is the subnet range. Okay. For example, subnet ranges. If you search here, you will get some subnet range here. See here. These are the subnet ranges. See here. These are the subnet ranges. So /29. So we have seen here /29, right? /29. /29 means we can accommodate 8 address only, 8 IPs only. /29 means we can accommodate 8 IP addresses only. In that range, only we can connect 8 systems, 8 devices. Okay. So normal in real-time projects, always we use the 16 range. 16 range. Okay. So this is the 65,536 addresses it will accommodate. Okay. Yeah. So and the subnet range, this is the network range actually. This is the VPC or network range. So subnet range normally we use the 24 or 20. Okay. So when we use 24, 256 addresses we can accommodate. 256 IP addresses we can accommodate in the subnet. Okay. Yeah. So here it is showing 256, but here it is showing 254. What is this difference? See here. So total number of IP addresses 256, but usable IP addresses 254. But other two IPs, what happened here? So total IP is 256, usable IP is 254. Other two IP addresses are mainly for network address and broadcast address. Network address and broadcast. Two IPs we can use for network and broadcast. Okay, that I'll show you practically while working on AWS networking concepts. I'll show you practically how can we create these ranges. Okay, yeah. Next one is network switch. What is network switch? So a switch is a device in a computer network that connects other devices together. Multiple data cables are plugged into the switch to enable communication between different network switch. See here. This is the traditional switch. Traditional switch. So backside of the switch, there are some RJ45 ports. There we can connect our cables and we can establish the communication. Okay. Next one is gateway. Gateway. So IP address, subnet, gateway. Three components, right? So what is gateway? So here in the IP address, subnet, and default gateway, right? So this is the gateway. What is gateway? See here. So if you want to communicate from one range to other range, one network to other network, this gateway will help you to, yeah, communicate from one network to other network. See here, this is one network, this is another network. So this network range is 10.0.0.0/8, 20.0.0.0/8, two different network ranges. So in between two network ranges, if you want to establish the connection, we require gateway. Got it, right? This is the network gateway. So from this system to this system, if you want to communicate, without gateway, we cannot communicate. Gateway means one gate, one door. We give the path. Okay. Yeah. Next one, firewall. What is firewall? Anyone having idea? What is firewall? Firewalls are network security systems that prevent unauthorized access to the network. It can be a hardware or software unit that filters the incoming and outgoing traffic within the network. See here. So this is one firewall. So if you want to connect cloud servers, AWS servers, how can we connect? Through internet only, right? Internet is the most vulnerable network, most dangerous network. Internet is the most dangerous network. That is why we require one firewall. So it will allow good traffic. So as per the firewall rules, it will allow good traffic, right? To connect our office network, private network. Here. As per the firewall rules, bad traffic will not be allowed by firewall, right? So in firewall, what we will do, we can configure some firewall rules. As per the rules, it will allow the good traffic, it will deny the bad traffic. Okay. So firewalls, every organization they are using firewalls because so internet is the most dangerous network. In internet, so viruses, malwares, threats, different issues will be there in the internet. That is why firewalls are very important. So how to configure firewall, I'll show you in the AWS infrastructure. Next one is what is replication, what is failover, what is load balancer. What is replication, failover, load balancer? See here, replication is a technology for copying, distributing data and databases object from one database to another, then synchronizing between databases to maintain consistency and integrity of the data. In most cases, replication is a process of reproducing the data at the desired targets. See here. So this is the primary region. This is the primary region. This is the secondary region. Primary region, secondary region. So region, what is region? Region is a data center. Region is a data center where we hold all the servers, storages, networks, switches, routers, right? So one user is accessing data from primary region. So in case primary region is failed, down, this is down. So automatically what will happen? It will fail over to secondary region because we enable the replication here. Whatever data is available on the primary region, that will replicate to the secondary region. When primary region is down, it will fail over to secondary region. Are you getting everyone? This is very very important. In AWS we configure this. Okay. Yeah. So why we require this replication? Why we require this replication? Because data security, right? So see here in AWS, these are all regions, these are all data centers. See here, US East, North Virginia, US East, Ohio, US West, North California, US West, Oregon. These are the US data centers. Okay, these are the Asia Pacific, Mumbai, Singapore, Sydney, Tokyo, Osaka. These are all Asia Pacific data centers, regions. Okay, So this is Canada region. These are the Europe regions. These are all data centers. We can configure failover from one data center to other data center. In case one data center is down, our applications will not be down. For example, Flipkart is running on Mumbai data center. Mumbai data center is down. We configure synchronized replication to the Singapore. We can access from Singapore. Are you getting everyone? So here, these are the two regions. Okay, in AWS also we have multiple regions are there. We can fail over to other region whenever needed, right? This is very important concept. So we'll discuss about this. Practically, we'll see that. Practically, we can down one region, another region we can access. From another region, we can access the resources. Next one, cluster. What is cluster? Anyone? Clustering concepts are very important. Cluster. What is cluster? Anyone? What is cluster? Cluster is a group of devices or group of servers. Okay. Cluster is a group of devices or group of servers. Right? Why we require clusters? What are the benefits of cluster? Fault tolerance and load balancing. Right? So cluster. So for example, in one team, one project, 5 members are there. Project members, 5 members. The 5 members are handling the shifts, 3 shifts. In 5 member, every team member is getting 30 requests per day. 30 requests. Okay. So in that 5 members, 2 members went on leave. What will happen? That 60 requests, whatever request they are getting, that will distribute to the other people, right? So in which 3 members, other one guy isn't sick, only 2 members are handling, right? So 2 members went on leave, one guy is in sick. Project will not be stopped, right? Other guys will maintain, right? So here, cluster is nothing but group of servers or group of devices. So the team members also we can call it as cluster, right? So in case one person is on leave, one person is not well, so project will not be stopped anywhere, right? So the load will be balanced, the tickets will be balanced to the other people, right? Yeah, see here. So cluster is nothing but a group of devices or group of servers. Benefits of cluster is fault tolerance. Fault tolerance means one guy is in leave, nothing will be happened. Load balancing, one guy is in leave, that load will be balanced to the other members. Got it right? Same way server side also. Cluster is nothing but a group of servers. So yeah, load will be balanced and fault tolerant. One server is down, application will not be down anywhere. Are you getting everyone? One server is down, application will not be down anywhere because we configured in cluster. This concept is very important. This is entry question also. This is entry question. So while working on AWS services, I'll explain this. Practically, we'll configure the clusters. We have auto scaling concept is there. In AWS, we have auto scaling. In that, we configure the cluster. One server be down, application will not be down anywhere. Okay. So that we'll see practically. Right. Next one, why Linux? Why the project teams are using Linux only? What is the importance here? Okay. See here. So it is a free and open source, very secure. So many distributions available means so many flavors. Fast performance compared with Windows. Linux is fast performance. These are all the benefits available in Linux. No viruses. In Linux, very less viruses. No malwares, no slowdowns, no crashes, no costly repairs. Linux is a very efficient platform. So Linux is very secured. We don't get any viruses, malware, slowdowns, crashes in Linux. But when you compare to Windows, so Windows, when any virus is released, directly attack to the Windows first. Okay, yeah, these are the benefits of Linux. That is why, so 95% of the servers we use Linux only in real-time projects. That is why in our course, Linux also will be covered, right? Linux also will be covered. Linux sessions, 4 to 5 sessions will be there. Linux sessions. Clear, right, everyone? Any questions up to here? So up to here, these are all basics. So this is our sixth session, right? Sixth session. So we completed three demos: DevOps introduction, question and answers, and a cloud introduction. Fourth one is SDLC, software development lifecycle. Fifth one is servers basics. Sixth one, today's session is network basics, right? So tomorrow we are going to start AWS. Tomorrow we are going to start AWS. So the people who are not registered so far, you can register today itself and you can add it to WhatsApp group. So WhatsApp group already created, already members added into WhatsApp group. So our group, our batch number is 80, right? Our batch number is 80, right? Already 33, 34 members added in the group. This is our batch 80, batch number 80, right? See here. So already WhatsApp group created here, 33 members added in the group already, right? So the people who are not registered so far, you can register today itself and you can add it to WhatsApp group. So tomorrow link will be completely changed. Online guys, so tomorrow you will not be, yeah, link will be changed. You will get some issues while connecting. Okay. So whoever not registered so far, you can register, you can pay the fee and you can send me the screenshot so that I'll add it to WhatsApp group. So that in WhatsApp group only we share all the information. Right? Clear, right, everyone? Any questions up to here, anyone? Yeah, go ahead, please. Someone asking some question. I gave unmute option. Go ahead, please.
Yeah, this is the. So I have a question regarding AWS for tomorrow's session. So without learning the Linux commands, can we proceed to AWS?
No, no. Linux
Okay,
required. Linux required.
okay,
Linux will be covered in our sessions.
okay. In the AWS session itself, before starting the AWS, you'll be starting, Linux commands. You're saying?
Yes, yes. So
Got it.
once
Got it.
start AWS, once complete the EC2, we work on Linux sessions, 4 sessions.
Okay, it will be before the session, right? Before the AWS, you're saying, or after?
No, no, no. Once start AWS, once complete one service in AWS. After that, we
Okay,
start Linux.
okay,
The starting only. So after
okay,
few
okay.
days, we start Linux. Yeah.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. Why? Because yeah, I saw that. So without learning Linux command, it will be hard to understand. So
Yes,
that was the
yes.
reason I'm asking. Got it. Thank you.
Yeah.
Hello, sir.
Any other
Are you
questions? Anyone?
explaining? Hello.
Yeah, go ahead, please. Yes.
Are you explaining subnetting and supernetting?
Your voice is not audible. Can you come again slowly?
Are you also explaining subnetting and supernetting in network classes?
Subnets.
Subnetting,
Subnetting, yes. Subnetting will be covered. Yes. Subnetting will
supernetting
be.
also.
Yes, yes.
Okay.
All is as per the AWS. Yeah. As a cloud engineer, DevOps engineer, whatever we required. So everything will be covered. You can check the course content. You will see that.
Okay. Thank
Okay. Yeah.
And you will be providing this PPT, right?
PPT will not be shared. I provide you one document, PDF document.
Okay,
PDF will.
okay.
Yeah.
Got it. Thank you.
When can you provide the PDF document to go through this theoretical stuff?
Yes, yes. Everything will be there in the PDF. Yes, I'll provide you. I'll
Okay,
provide
can
you.
you provide? Will you provide it by tomorrow, or will it take time?
You add into WhatsApp group.
Yes, sir.
Okay, I'll provide you today. I provide you today.
Thank you.
In the, okay,
Thank you.
yeah. Fine. So we can stop here. If you have any more questions, you can reach out to me. My mobile number already shared here. My mobile number is 96422 Right. So tomorrow we are going to start AWS. Right. So tomorrow link will be changed. So yeah, whoever not registered so far, you can make the fee. The fee would be 11,000 plus GST, 18%. It would be 12,980, right? Yeah, so you can make the fee and you can share the screenshot to me so that I'll add into WhatsApp group. You will get all the information in the WhatsApp group only. Fine? Yeah. Thank you all.